Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Friday, May the 27th, 2022. All right, for Friday. All right, guys, so let's get right into this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. You know how we do. I'm going to give it an 8. It was solid. It was solid. Some people had me tickled. All right, let's talk about Ava. Let's just wrap them up. So Ava and Victor are speaking and they're talking about her marriage and everything. And Nicholas comes up and Nicholas just says, "You let Spencer take his money. Like I was building a relationship with my son and you ruined it by letting him take his money and he's leaving or whatever." And so then we see that Victor, he's trying to mediate between the two of them because Ava's like, if Spencer really wanted to build this relationship with you, then he would not have jumped at the chance of leaving and taking the money or whatever. But he did, so you know where his priorities really lie. And I feel like if Spencer would had any sense, and see, this was what at first I thought it was an act. I, honest to goodness, thought all of this was an act, and Spencer was just plain dumb for Esme. But the fact that she told him that information and he shot out of there to find Ava because he's upset and everything, is like, Nicholas, what's going on, sir? But anyways, so Victor says, he didn't want to leave them, but Nicholas said, I need to speak to my wife alone. Like this is our issues. And so Victor's like, all right. So Nicholas and Ava talk. I'm not gonna hold you long. Nicholas and Ava talk, and he pretty much just says, you ruined me getting to know my son. And Ava said, no, I didn't. Because if he want to get to know you, he'll get to know you. Or whatever. And she tells him, she tells him, if when I make a decision, you get all up in arms about it, but when you made a decision to bring Esme in and stuff, I just had to live with it. And Nicholas he be playing this wrong because he told her, you're making me choose, you're giving me an ultimatum between you and my family. And she like, I thought I was your family. I said, see, Nicholas, you can't be like, you're not playing this right. This woman wants to feel needed by you, and everything you say is just like, to me, it feels like he's just like, I have this life over here, and then there's you. I love you and everything, but I'm not going to. For me, it's like he's like, I'm not going to choose you over that over there. Like that's family, and you should understand that. And Ava said, I don't understand that because I love you and I choose us or whatever over everything. And I mean, it just is what it is. They're not going to reconcile. And she tells Nicholas, I'm gonna let you decide what you want to do because at this point you gotta have to crawl back to me. I'm done. She was like, because Nicholas gonna go and say, ain't no other man gonna love you like I love you. That's what I heard. He said, we are an acquired taste, and she said, well, I might be an acquired taste, but if my taste ain't you or it's not you, I'd rather be by myself than to put up with this mess. And so she told Nicholas, said, you want me to beg to come back to you? And she said, yes. And so, I mean, I guess it is what it is. He left, and she pretty much has put divorce out there. And so she got another drink, and it was Victor giving it to her because he said, I thought that wasn't going to go well between y'all. And she was like, it didn't. And what do y'all think about Ava and Victor growing like closer? Like it seems like they're bonding and everything. What do y'all think about that? All right, let's move right along. Who else was on here? Let's talk about Rory and Trina. Oh, before we get over Nicholas, so Nicholas go back to the house or whatever, and he runs to the liquor bar, and he having a drink, and Esme come in smiling. And I said, "Oh my God." It begins. So then we talk about Rory and Trina, right? So Rory and Trina are just enjoying their time at the museum, right? And so Spencer comes up because he jealous or whatever, and so he gonna knock over a sculpture or whatever. Talking about, did I disturb you? And I was like, you did. And so Rory tells Trina, yeah, I'm about to bounce or whatever. But he makes mention of, I guess, of going to the catching some rays or whatever. But you remember earlier he had talked to Trina about going to the pool. Anyway, so he goes on about his business. And Spencer was like, he had to leave. And she was like, shut up, Spencer. So they sit down and start talking or whatever. And he tells her about Ava giving him his trust. And she said, did you tell her your dad? And he said, no. And she said, well, that could cause an issue because he says he thinks it's a good thing that him and Esme leave so him and his dad, Ava and his dad can work, on their marriage. She said, well, if you haven't told your dad that, he might blame Ava. And he was just like, what they get mad at each other about, that's on them or whatever. And she was like, oh, you such a jerk or whatever. And so she gets up to leave because she said, why am I sitting here fussing and fighting with you? I'm not gonna hold you long on this when I could be doing something else. And so she get up and he like, Trina, wait, talk to me or whatever. What's going on? And she said, my life is continuing to move on, and that's all you need to know. And she leaves. And she leaves and she goes to the pool, right? So Rory has already been to the pool and he told them, give me two lounges or whatever, because I have somebody else that might be coming. So then Trina shows up and she asks for a lounger because she didn't know that he knew she was gonna come. So she shows up and she asks for a lounger and they say we're all out. But then she turned around and she sees Rory in the pool coming out and all that glistening and stuff. And Trina was like, okay. And so Rory comes out and he goes over to talk to her. And Trina can't even focus. She's looking at this young man. And so Rory said, are you okay? Or you seem distracted? Did Cassidy do something to you or whatever? He didn't call him that, but I mean, she said, no, no, I'm good. And so they shut down and they continue to talk and build a friendship. But she's seeing him in a different light now, which we already know Rory kind of like her anyways. So that's all with them, right? Okay, so speaking of Spencer, so then Spencer go to the house. He red hot upset because he already know that Trina something going on between Trina and Rory. So he upset and he taking a mess out on Esme and he gaslighting Esme, and she gaslighting him too. So she's just like, what's going on? It's something going on with Cam, and he said, what do you think? His mom is having a nervous breakdown, and she said, well, I mean, I could understand it if that was like that would be sad, but you seem kind of angry. What's going on? And he said, I don't want to talk about Trina. And so she continues to bring it up. He said, this is not talking about Trina. And so he said, let's go for a ride or something. She said, no, I don't want to go for a ride. What is it about Trina that makes you so angry? He was like, I don't know. I said, Spencer, pull it together. Like, if you're going to keep this con up on this girl, you got to try to at least pull it together. But he said, I can't do it. I can't stand this girl. And so he tell her, I'm going for a ride. And she said, if you walk out that door, don't you come, I might not be here when you come back. He said, you threatening me? Because that don't work on me. And so he told her, I'm going for a ride. And then when he leave, Esme started smiling because that's exactly what she wanted, to get him out the house or whatever, get him all frustrated. And so that's why she happy as heck that Nicholas done came home ready to drink so she can play into him or whatever, which is what Ava said, because Ava's telling Victor, I don't know, I feel like I just ended my marriage or whatever. And we see, yeah, girl, you probably did. You probably sent him on to Esme. But if Nicholas isn't strong enough to tell this little girl no or whatever, but I don't know, because everybody's saying that Esme might get him drunk, and that's how it's gonna happen. He won't remember what happened, because if she put that pill up in his drink, he definitely won't remember what happened. And so he gonna think that they did something. But I don't know. You can't believe all spoilers. But that's it with them, y'all. Let's move right along. So then we see um Chet and Amy are talking. Right. No, Chet and Terry are talking. And so he tells her he got the director job at the VA. And, she was like, oh my God, a director. Okay. And so she was happy for him. And he was like, yeah, it's going to be a good job. And she was like, I could help you. I know somebody at the VA. I'll get you the lowdown. I'm so happy for you. We got to celebrate and all this. And he said, wait, look, I got something else to tell you. It's in Chicago. And of course, she's disappointed. And he's disappointed as well, because they were trying to get to know each other. I'm not gonna hold you long. So Amy's sitting outside and she hear all this. So Amy runs in and Amy tells them, it was me. I'm the one who told people about I'm the one who sent your resume in. And they was like, oh, that's good. But Terry automatically knew what Amy had done. But Chet I said, boy, you can't be this slow when it comes to your sister. But he was like, oh, thank you for having that much faith in me. She said, I did it for selfish reasons. I didn't do this for you. I didn't want you dating my boss. I don't want to see her at work and then go home and see her and go see her at the holidays and double date and do all that. I don't want her in my life like this. And he was like, well, dang, Amy. And she said, but that was before 10 minutes ago when you started telling me like you wanted somebody in your life and you was happy to be dating her and all that kind of stuff. She said, so now I regret it. So she was like, you can't take this job. And so, she apologizes to them or whatever, and then she leaves. And he says, man, I can't take the job now. And Terry says, you have to take the job. So I don't know what's going to happen here. He's not going to take the job because I don't see him, unless he's leaving the show, but I don't see him leaving the show. All right, let's move right along. Sorry. Is that all we got? That's all we got? All right, that's all we got. So let's move to this court case, child. So Scott Michael is on the stand and he asked him about Claudia and he said, yeah, I hit her with a was it a baseball bat or axe? It was an axe. Anyways, he said because she had my sister in a basket. Because Scott was like she had her in her arms. Mike said she was in a basket. I don't care what y'all say. Fair game is fair game. If we're gonna dredge up everything that Nina's been through, then we can dredge up everything that Michael has been through. And they talk about that. They talk about him taking Avery away. They talk about all of that. It is fair game. Now Diane came through and she tried to clean it up for Michael and everything. But they're concerned. But they're concerned about. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all long on this because, like, all they did was Scott asked all these questions. He got the judge reprimanded him a few times. Then Diane asked questions and everything, trying to clear it up on why he did. Because now listen, this part I was like, now Nina, you my girl. But when they said Nina had only visited Wiley twice while she was doing that whole Nixon Falls thing. I said, "Now, Nina, now, Nina, girl, that's not enough." Like, and they said the first time she visited, and then they said the second time she visited, it was after Sonny came home and she was trying to get in a visit just in case she didn't see her no more. I said, "Now, Nina, now I would be more on your side if you had been visiting the little boy the whole time." But this don't look good, girl. This right here, this don't look good. But I don't care. I still say they could let her see Wiley one Saturday or Sunday out of the month, 4 hours supervised. They don't even have to be there. They never even have to see her. They drop Wally off somewhere. It's the same thing when they be talking about the nanny got Wally at the park. I'll be like, why is the nanny got Wally at the park? But it's the same thing with all of that where they drop that it's the same difference. Y'all don't be there then. So let somebody that you trust be there to supervise or whatever. 4 hours out of a whole month. 4 hours, that's not a lot. Just do it that way or whatever. But when I was saying that, I thought she had saw Wally more. Girl, I can't believe you did this case and you weren't really seeing it. What are you talking about, Nina? What's wrong with you? And you know Nina, my girl, but girl, let's move right along. So, anyways, Michael just says Nina is not a good person. She's more concerned about redeeming Nell than actually the well being of Wiley. And she told Wiley that Willow wasn't his mother, and he got all upset or whatever like that. But I do like at some point y'all gonna have to tell him his mother was Nell. Like you can't. It's not like you could keep that from him. I don't know. I'm not saying that Nina was right when she told him that. But I don't think it's right where they try to like cut Nell completely out of it or whatever it was. I mean, and then Diane showed Michael's criminal history, and then she showed Nell's criminal history. Damn, Nell was a busy girl. And so then Michael get out off the stand or whatever, because they both did good. And so then Michael get off the stand and the counselor does a recess, and I mean the judge does a recess, and she tells Scott and Diane she want to see them in her chambers because I guess she was ticked off by their antics. And Nina said, Scott, I hope you're not in too much trouble. And he said, I'll be lucky to trouble. I'll be lucky to practice law in a food court. I said, well, Scott, you the lawyer. You knew what kind of case you were taking. How you gonna be mad at Nina? You did it. She didn't tell you to get up there and show out. That was all on you, sir. So don't be mad at Nina about this. So, anyways, um, when it was all over, Willow, Michael, and Carly go outside or whatever, and Carly looking in, right? Carly looking in, right? Come on, come on, come on. Carly looking in, right? And Carly sees when Nina turns around and she explained to Sonny that, listen, they had that expose about me going the invader article. They had all my little history. They had Nell and all that. Listen, I had to go. We had to do what we had to do. And Sonny don't say anything. He just touches her hair and does her like this. And Carly looking. Oh no. Oh no, that was funny to me for some reason. So, anyways, Carly gonna go to Michael and them, and she said, "It's okay, oh, it's okay." And Michael said, "She she made Nina seem like a victim. They made Nina seem like a victim." And Carly said, "But the judge," and he said, "I don't know. She came across as a victim." And then Sonny walk out. He look over at them and he keep on walking. I said, "Okay then." And then we see Willow walk off while Michael and Carly talking. And so Nina is on a phone with her Aunt Liesel. And I said, "Why y'all ain't coming support Nina?" So she on the phone with them, right? And Nina sees she was leaving, and Willow steps in front of her, and she like, it's going. I have enough time to take a little coffee break." And so she was stepping around Willow, and Willow grabbed her up and said, "You're not going anywhere." I said, "No, no, no, no. I don't like this. I don't like that." Because y'all always want to act like Willow is just this weak little flower and she can't do anything. I know I say this all the time, and she can't do anything, but here she is running up on Nina or whatever. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, either you gonna sit over here and be, oh, Willow, or you gonna be aggressive and all that. Like, which one is it? Which one is it? Either she's too weak to know everything about Harmony and who her parents are and what's going on. She's too fragile for that. She passing out and all that kind of stuff. Or she can handle all this. Which one is it? Because running, I don't like that, running up on Nina like that. Mm-mm. I could see her blocking Nina and being like, "No, I want to speak to you." But that grabbing her up, maybe that's just the aggressive. It was like, mm-mm, don't do me like that. But anyways, guys, that was General Hospital today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay because I'm still gonna be doing these videos for you. But hit that like button for me. It's absolutely free and it helps my YouTube with the algorithm. All right, guys, thanks. And I will see you Monday for a new episode, new week of General Hospital. What happened on the soaps?